Welcome to this episode of MoGuard TV. I'm your host, Staff Sergeant Joshua Bregg with the 70th Mobile Public Affairs Detachment. In this episode, we'll be featuring the Missouri National Guard's birthday ball celebration and coverage of the first annual Military History Day held at Ike Skelton Training Site in Jefferson City. We'll also provide coverage of a formal announcement establishing the Missouri National Guard's Women's Mentorship Program. Finally, we'll share the highlights of the Missouri National Guard's 2015 Year in Review. This first story covers the Missouri National Guard's birthday ball, celebrating the 379th birthday of the National Guard.
The Missouri National Guard held its 7th annual birthday ball in Osage Beach, Missouri. The formal occasion was an opportunity to bring together units from the Missouri Army and Air National Guard to socialize and celebrate the 379th birthday of the National Guard.
This is an opportunity for me to get together with all ranks, all our different units, both Air and Army. Also the opportunity for the families to be able to participate and just enjoy the comradeship and have a great evening.
It's just an opportunity for all of us to come together to celebrate a long-standing tradition here in America of citizens standing up to serve their nation and to serve their neighbors.
It helps us remember all those that have served before us and brought us to this point where we are today.
I think it's important for our younger airmen and soldiers to be here at this ball to understand the heritage and the legacy that we're leaving behind. And that interaction with the other services between the Army and the Air is very important to them because they are the future of the National Guard.
Colonel Gargis was the master of ceremonies for the birthday ball.
Welcome to our celebration of the 379th birthday of the National Guard.
Truly, it's an honor to be selected to be the coordinator of the evening, to ensure that it's an enjoyable evening that pays respect to the tradition, but also is a fun evening for all that come to attend.
It's just a great opportunity to celebrate a wonderful event in our National Guard history and establish a little bit more camaraderie with friends.
I'm at this ball with my wife. We have 2 sons and they're at home with the grandparents right now, and we just thought that we could enjoy ourselves and kind of have a night off.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the posting of the colors by the Joint Force Headquarters Color Guard.
Military customs and ceremonies play an important part in maintaining traditions throughout the evening.
And as we look toward the future, we pray, Father, that you would bless the time that we share around these tables. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
They are unable to be with their loved ones and families tonight, so we join together to pay humble tribute and to bear witness to their continued absence. Let us now raise our water glasses in a toast to honor America's POWs and MIAs. To the President of the United States. To the Missouri Army National Guard.
Gentlemen, to our fallen comrades who are not here with us tonight.
Captain Gaiano looks forward to the birthday ball each year, but was not able to attend in 2013 because of an overseas deployment.
I'm here now, and I know there's soldiers that are still deployed that can't be here, so I always keep them in our thoughts and prayers.
General Danner was presented with artwork from the Missouri National Guard Association for his leadership. The drawing captured a scene from a trip that General Danner recently took to the World War II battlefields in France. as part of a fundraising effort for the National Guard Educational Foundation.
It is a moving experience when you see those veterans there who came before us on whose shoulders that we stand. Thank you very much. One, two, three. There you go. Whoa. There we are.
Chief Warrant Officer Robert Springer received an award for his leadership as commander of the 135th Army Band, which also provided the evening's entertainment for the ball.
It's important for your lower enlisted or your junior enlisted and your junior officers to attend this because it's important to network and get yourselves out there. The only other time you'll see any other officers outside of your company, regiment, or brigade, battalion is at functions such as these.
And when you're at an event like this and you meet people from all over the state who do all different types of jobs, it just kind of gives you a bit of perspective, and it's nice.
It's just a great evening of getting to know one another and being able to enjoy the holiday season.
When we return, we'll cover the first annual Military History Day held at the Ike Skelton Training Site in Jefferson City.
For over 375 years, our nation's citizen soldiers have sacrificed, struggled, and triumphed at home and abroad. Through resolve, resilience, and readiness, our Army National Guard continues its proud legacy.
As citizen soldiers,
we are your next-door neighbors.
We're your colleagues in schools, offices,
and factories.
In every corner of America, the Army National Guard is nearby.
The Army National Guard.
The Missouri National Guard's Museum of Missouri Military History held its first History Day at the Ike Skelton Training Site in Jefferson City.
Today was part of General Steve Danner's vision of the museum being a prime showcase of Missouri National Guard history, and we wanted to fulfill that vision of his to bring in reenactors, historical vehicles, have the museum open to the public, and with this beautiful weather we've had today, I think we've been successful with that mission.
The Military History Detachment was able to support staging equipment to set up displays. We even had a local VFW group provide food.
Visitors were able to interact with historical reenactors representing over 200 years of military history.
We wanted to bring in the reenactors to show people clothing, the accoutrements, make it hands-on, make it real.
What all of us like to see is a good turnout from the public to come out and to look at the equipment the soldiers carried, ask questions. In museums, you can't touch the stuff. Out here, we let people touch stuff. And a lot of times that's a real big thing, is to be able to actually physically touch an item.
You can come out and touch it, feel it, interact with it, and you get a whole new sensation of what World War II could have been like.
They get to actually see someone in the uniform. They don't have to imagine it or see a picture. They can actually see it and talk to somebody, and they can have a better understanding of it. That's what it's all about, education.
That love of history and the love of veterans and the appreciation for their sacrifices drives me to be a part of history that doesn't have to be dead.
One of the benefits of this hobby, especially with putting on these public events, is occasionally you do run into the World War II veterans. And you actually get to hear their side of the story. Most of these stories aren't written down in history books. They're not written down in even diaries. So when they tell us these stories, we remember them. We keep passing them on. When we educate the public, we'll pass on stories from veterans that have talked to us.
This is a Gewehr 43. This is Hitler's answer to the U.S. M1 Garand. The German forces were caught off guard in World War II not having a semi-automatic rifle. This has a 10-round
magazine that fires 8mm Mauser semi-automatic. So as fast as you can pull that trigger, you're going to shoot an 8mm round downrange.
This is the German MG42, or Maschinengewehr. This is the general purpose machine gun of the German army after about 1942, also known as Hitler's buzzsaw. This weapon had a very high rate of fire, meaning it could fire about 1,200 rounds a minute. When it has an optic mounted on the tripod, this could engage targets out to about 3,000 meters, so about a mile away.
Here we have what they call a 1915 French Adrian helmet. Before this helmet came out, the soldiers were wearing just a soft cap like I'm wearing here, and that didn't afford any protection from splinters when shells would explode above their heads. An officer by the name of Adrian noticed that the helmets the fire departments were wearing were metal, and they afforded a lot of head protection, so he modified these firemen's helmets into a military helmet. So World War I is the first war that actually what they call steel pots or helmets were used in.
If you like camping, you like history, you're going to love reenacting. It's half being a historian and half being an actor, because we have to portray that side.
The biggest thing is researching stuff, reading up on it, reading up on the equipment, what it was used for.
Anytime you can reach out to the community and share with them what's important to the Missouri Guard, what's important to Missouri military history, I mean, wow, what a wonderful opportunity.
The museum plans on making the History Day an annual event to be held every October.
I think it'd be great for the museum and the public, and then it affords us time to come out and interact with everybody.
The museum was able to gain more public awareness of our museum, public awareness of the Missouri National Guard, what we do, and also for people in the public to learn about the history of Missouri, its military history, and get a better appreciation of our current military as well as our past military.
The Missouri Museum of Military History has over 6,500 square feet of exhibit space and is free and open to the public.
When we return, we'll cover the formal announcement of the Missouri National Guard's Women's Mentorship Program.
The Missouri National Guard launched its Women's Mentorship Council with a brunch event in mid-December. The Women's Mentorship Council seeks to raise awareness of a need for female mentorship, education, and empowerment, with the ultimate goal to retain female soldiers and airmen in leadership positions within the Guard. Chief Warrant Officer 5 Michelle Strump, the State Command Chief Warrant Officer, was asked by Major General Steve Danner to help establish the council.
We need to figure out how can we keep our females in, attract more females in, and then ensure that they're successful up at the senior levels.
On a national level, the Army National Guard is made up of 16% women. The Missouri Army National Guard is at 14% and is only 5% women at the senior leadership level, such as brigade commanders and higher.
It's not because we don't have enough women, it's because we haven't created enough opportunities for them, and they need to sometimes be given the path to get to those opportunities and the exposures that they need to be successful in the Missouri Guard. We need to provide that and make sure that we get more up-and-coming females so that female soldiers have those role models that look like them. Male soldiers have the role models that look like them.
The Women's Mentorship Council intends to foster those types of mentorships through networking events held on a regular basis.
A lot of times our women in today's organization, and specifically within the Guard, they need to have that outside look in to help them do the self-reflection and to better themselves, whether it's maybe spending a little bit more time on PT, or whether it's the way in which they think about their career forward and how they achieve those objectives.
The event included an inspirational talk from Dr. Rebecca Johnson, Deputy to the Commanding General, Maneuvers Support Center of Excellence at Fort Leonard Wood.
So I hope what I've discussed today helps you gain insight on your true potential. But I'd like you to recognize how powerful this group is on its own merits. Relationships will grow, professional development will improve, and you will support one another, and I have great confidence in you.
There was an open dialogue session where attendees were allowed to ask questions and share thoughts about challenges women in the Missouri National Guard face.
We need that champion in this program to kind of gather everybody, and maybe they don't even know they have the potential because they didn't even grow up thinking they did.
Many of the attendees at this kickoff event had both male and female mentors that guided them in their military careers and in their lives in general.
Probably one of the biggest mentors for me is Captain Adrian Hatcher. I've had her in my life since high school. We're very good family friends, and she was in the military before I joined. She was a large part of it that helped motivate me, actually, to sign the paper and raise my hand. And she's been that woman in the front leading the way, one of the very first female Apache pilots for our state, and really kind of seeing her bumps in the road and how she picked herself back up and looked within.
My grandmother, who had no military service but had faith, I have a very strong faith because of her, and that inspires me to accomplish more.
I would say that Brigadier General Glenn Hagler is probably one of the main mentors in my career. As I grew up in the military police world, he always provided hard challenges for me and said, even though I wanted to take the short course, he said, oh no, you're going to go resident. He took a second deployment when I had only been home 7 months, and he said, because this is what you need to do, are you available? His mentorship and having me do the hard things, has gotten me where I am today.
The launch of the Women's Mentorship Council was very timely, as the Department of Defense recently lifted a ban on women holding combat positions in the military.
This means that as long as they qualify and meet the standards, women will now be able to contribute to our mission in ways they could not before.
I think that it's coming at a perfect time. We need to mentor these females that are going into these jobs that may not know the stress involved and how to handle it.
You're going to have what we would consider trailblazers walking into these positions for the first time, whether they be captains or field grades or you're lower enlisted. They're going to need that support and someone who is looking at it from their perspective to help guide them.
I have a young female captain that is very athletic, and I think she'll be a prime candidate to be one of our first in the infantry battalion, and so we're really looking forward to the doors opening up. It'll probably take until maybe next fall before the courses will open up to give her that opportunity, and then to find some other female candidates and other units to start filling those vacancies.
The Women's Mentorship Council looks forward to these new and exciting times in the history of the United States military as they recruit, train, develop, and retain female guardsmen for key leadership positions.
After the break, we'll share the highlights of the Missouri National Guard's 2015 Year in Review.
For over 375 years, our nation's citizen soldiers have sacrificed, struggled, and triumphed at home and abroad. Through resolve, resilience, and readiness, our Army National Guard continues its proud legacy.
As citizen soldiers,
we are your next door neighbors.
We're your colleagues in schools, offices,
in factories,
in every corner of America. The Army National Guard is hereby.
We have a stake in the safety and security of our communities.
After all,
that is where we live.
We serve in Afghanistan,
Iraq, the Balkans,
Africa, the Sinai, and the United States southwest border.
We are citizens.
We are soldiers. We are your neighbors.
We are always ready.
We are always there.
The Army National Guard. Over 375 years of value and vigilance.
It's a national level exercise that involves FEMA, SEMA, and then the National Guard as well.
This is our first time we've ever exercised a nuclear detonation.
I'm proud of this building behind me, but I'm even prouder of the men and women who will staff it. You finally have a headquarters worthy of your efforts.
I think they've done a great job. It's been a great experience for our team. We're looking forward to hopefully doing it again in the future.
It's been just really nice to be able to work around the children and do all this for them. And just every day, whenever, you know, they come up running, every time they see us and they're so happy, it's amazing.
Through this Resiliency Center, may not only the Missouri National Guard be strengthened, but may both families and communities be blessed throughout the great state of Missouri.
It is now my honor to introduce the Commander of the Missouri National Guard, the Adjutant General, Major General Steve Danner.
Thank you, Staff Sergeant Bragg, and thank you, viewers, for watching this episode of MoGuard TV. The Missouri National Guard organizes, trains, and prepares a community-based force to defend and serve the people of Missouri and the nation. In this episode, we featured our annual birthday ball, one of my favorite events of the year. The ball is an opportunity for us to celebrate another successful year and the long, proud history of the National Guard. Our new museum's mission is to share our role in that history. The first annual Military History Day was successful in reaching out to the community and building partnerships with other organizations. The second goal of the Adjutant General's strategic plan is to empower the organization. The creation of the Women's Mentorship Program assists our organization with increasing and retaining female leaders. We also empower our female guardsmen to be mentors and provide guidance, resources, and support for younger guardsmen. Finally, as you saw in the year-end review video, 2015 has been a very successful year for the Missouri National Guard as we continue to meet our state and federal missions. On behalf of Governor Jay Nixon and our nearly 12,000 citizen soldiers and airmen, thank you for your support.